So again, let's talk about the APA format. These are the technicalities in research. Ano yung mga kailangan nyo sundin na guidelines. And actually, the format is also one area in the grading of your paper and also during the proposal defense. So I hope you will really follow this one so that in the proposal defense, walay daghang comments, walay daghang mga kuris-kuris ang inyuhang mga papel. So today, we will have the APA format itself and also the referencing style. Pero ano gihapon siya? Under gihapon siya sa APA format. So for our objectives, we will be discussing again important guidelines in APA format of research, and also we will be identifying APA styles of referencing of different literature sources. So in the school, we always follow the APA format, that's American Psychological Association, and we are now on the 7th edition. So I believe you are familiar with the APA formatting, especially in the referencing style, but I just want to give you this one kasi merong mga pagbabago kasi newest edition na siya. Merong mga changes doon sa referencing style. So additional information lang, when you say APA or American Psychological Association, this is actually a professional and scientific organization among psychologists in the United States. But aside from advocating about the psychology in the world, no, mga mental health, na mga concerns and so on, they also advocate in promoting and defending research. So they have come up with formats on how and guidelines on how to do a research proposal or a research paper, and yun yung ating susundin. So for the first part, we'll have the APA format class, and please take note of the following. These are the most important guidelines that you need to follow as you start working on your research proposal. First, you have to follow the correct font, that is 12 ang size and Times New Roman. So dapat wala na ako makitang submission na naka-Arial and other fonts pa ha. 12 ang size, Times New Romans. And then you have to set the margin sa 1 inch, pero let me clarify this one. Kasi this is not 1 inch for everything. If this is your paper class, the top part should be 1 inch. The right part is 1 inch also, and also the bottom part. 1 inch ang margin natin. But on the left side, this will be 1.5 inches. Again, 1.5 inches on the left side. For the reason that, di ba, mag-hardbound tayo. And pag mag-hardbound tayo, makakain kasi itong part na ito during the hardbound. So to give space for the hardbound, kaya 1.5 inch sa left side. Iset nyo na daan ang inyong mga papel in this one para dili mo magsigig edit na magsigig change sa inyong format. And then, thirdly, please do not forget to apply double line spacing in each line sa inyong body sa research. Double space tayo ha, double space for the research. And then, insert a running head to every page. To every page, tanang pages gikan sa start hangtod sa end. But sa school, we don't include the title page for the running head. Later, I'll give you an example of a running head para mas klaro sa inyo ha kung unsa na siya and paano siya ginahimo. And then, fifth, we have indent every new paragraph. The size of the indentation is 1/2 inch. Again, 1/2 inch siya. Kailangan naka-indent ang ating mga paragraph, new paragraph sa bisag asa nga part sa atong research, whether naa siya sa introduction or naa siya sa discussion. And lastly, when you are asked to print your research, naka-short band paper dapat siya. And yan yung ginagamit natin also for the hardbound, short band paper pa rin. So ito yung most important guidelines natin for the formatting of our research. Do you have questions? Wala? Sige. So let me show you an example of ano yung magiging mukha ng papel ninyo. We have here the, what you call this, margins. Actually, one po na siya din one po sa baba. Pero let me correct this. This is 1.5 for the hardbound. And then, take note saan nilalagay ang page number dito sa taas. Upper right corner of the paper. Diyan nakalagay si page number. Double spacing. This one is the double spacing here. Kada linya class sa ato ang body sa research naka double space. Ito, what is this, Risha? Double space? Pwede pa explain. Sa Microsoft Word. Pag i-double spacing natin siya, wait lang. Let's just have this one sa Microsoft Word. Diri rata sa paragraph mag-double space. So, iset na nato siya daan. This one sa paragraph and make it 0 and kani atong gamiton double space. Sa line spacing, double space na siya. So kung maghimo mo og introduction, the introduction will be written here. Sorry, this should be size 12 times New Roman. So ang introduction plus ang header will be here. That should not be in all caps. And then, ayan. So the first paragraph class, diba, is indented hangtod sa isulat na parantanan. So double line spacing tatanan sa ato ang research. Ayan. And then actually this should be justified also. So justified tayo. Yung ating margin should be 1.5. Wait lang. The margin is this one. And masubok yun atong mathematics din. 0.54 is 1 inch, right? So if that is 1.5 inch, ilan na siya sa centimeter? 1.5 times 2.54. That's 3.18. 3.18, but we don't have that one. Ay, 3.81 there. So, i-custom na lang ninyo ang margin ninyo, pero ang left side ang 1.5 inch ha. Ano ka centimeter man niya ako? This is 3.81 here. So, I think that's it. So, nga na lang, iset lang ninyo sa inyong MS Word. And then, ibutang ninyo din sa, wait lang, page number. Let's insert a page number here. And we have it like this. Top of the page. And then, our format is like this one. Kaniya to ang format. Kay, ang sa tapad sa page number, we will write the running head. We will write the running head. So the running head is actually a shorter version of your title. Mura siya og kanang summary sa imong title, gipa-shorten nato kay dapat manggod dili siya maglampas og more than 1/2 sa imuhang papel. Kung maglapas siya, acceptable man, pero unta dili dako kayo ang lampas sa inyong papel. Example, unsay title itong title sa inyong research, nakalimot ko. Let's have an example. Kinsang pinakadali na ko makita dere. Awareness ba to? Level of awareness on COVID-19 biosafety and biosecurity no among health workers in General Santos City. Taas man na kaayo siya class kung ibutang nato siya as running head. So ato ang i-shorten ang title. Kamo na siya class, kamo ang mag-decide how are you going to shorten the title as long as if we read the shortened title, masabtan gihapon nato ang inyong research. So you can write awareness of health workers. So pwede ingana lang siya or kung pwede padugangan, dugangan na to siya, COVID-19 biosafety. Pero murag taas na kayo. Mapuno na. Dili man gud siya dapat mapuno. So taas na kayo kung ibutang pa nato ang COVID-19 biosafety. So pwede pod nga natay choice na ani siya. Level of awareness. Kana, that one is acceptable. So ginabutang na siya din sa taas class as a running head. Again, Ramon ni siyang ginatawag nato running head just beside the page number. That's the shortened version of your title. So it's up to you how are you going to shorten your title as long as dili mapuno ang tibuok din sa taas sa imuhang running head. Pwede po siya mag-abbreviate. Pwede po siya mag-abbreviate for the running head. As long as the abbreviation na inyong gigamit is accepted and widely used. So, pwede sad na siya himuon. So, anything else? Any question pa? So, i-correct lang na ako ning naa sa slide ha. Okay, this one is another paper, manggod. Ang short title of the paper should be transferred here, right beside the page number. And then after that, you will have the major heading, the heading level 1 at the center. And when I say major heading, remember that ang ginagamit natin na format for the institution is the IMRAD format, which means we only have 4 sections in our paper, and that is the first one, the introduction. Again, we don't have chapters 1 to 5 ha. Dili parehas sa inyong high school na research nga chapters 1 to 5. This time, IMRAD tayo, introduction. And then after that, M is methodology. So we call it research methodology. Yan yung nasa example on the screen. That will be the major heading. Nasa gitna yan siya, naka-bold and naka-title case capitalization. What do I mean by title case capitalization? Only the first letter of the principal word is capitalized. Dili siya pwede nga capital na siya, tanan. And then R stands for results. A is just end kasi ano na siya, small letter A na siya. And then lastly, we have the discussion. So ito lang yung mga 4 major headings natin for research. And then after the headings, you will start with the body. And kung naatay mga subheadings like this one, sampling method, I will also discuss how are you going to write the other types of headings. But this is what we call here the major heading or the heading level 1. Okay, discuss po na ako ng uban para kabalo mo. Now again, the running head, katong ako ang gisulat kagaina class, kaning short title of the paper, that is what you call the running head, and it has to be written in all pages of your research except for the title page. Thus, if your title is long, more than 50 characters, you have to shorten that one. Gagawa kayo ngayon ng shortened version of that one, and you have to write that right beside the page number. So this is how it looks like. Pero again, i-transfer na to ha, butangan na to ni bar, and then i-transfer na to siya right beside the page number. Kasi yun yung format na nasa school na ginagamit. This is sa other school kasi yung sa picture. So again, i-transfer natin siya sa tabi. nakakapital. Actually, sa school pod, wala na to siya ginakapital tanan. Okay? Wala na to siya ginakapital. Sa title, ay sa page, sa page number, tanan na preliminaries will be using Roman numerals. Again, lahat ng preliminaries, and what I am referring to pag sinabing preliminaries ay yung title page. This will be page 1 na naka-Roman numerals. After the title page, you'll have the approval sheet. This will be the page number 2. And then you'll have the acknowledgement. This will be page number 3. And you have the abstract. This will be page 4. After the abstract, you'll have the table of contents. Pero naagihapon siya yung sariling page number niya. So this will be page 5. If naapa mo a list of tables, list of what else? Figures. Pwede pa na ninyo siya i-appeal. What else? After the list of figures, that's the time you start with the introduction. And sa introduction class, din ha ka mag-start og page 1. Okay? Diha ka mag-start og page 1. Now, under the introduction, you have the statement of the problem. So, i-indent lang ni mo na siya. Kung naa siya sa page 3, so naa siya sa page 3. Basta ang katong mga preliminaries, naka-Roman numerals na sila. Okay? So, the headings. Let's talk about the headings. Na-mention na nako kagaina ang major headings or the heading 1. Maututong IMRAD, Introduction, Research Methodology, Results, and lastly, the discussion. But aside from the major headings or heading 1, we also have 2 to 5 subheadings. Now, paano nato siya isulat? So, mao ni siya ang atuang format class for the APA. For heading 1, it should be in the center. So katong introduction, methodology, results, and discussion, dapat nasa center sila, naka-bold, and we should follow title case capitalization. What do you mean by title case capitalization? Capitalize only the first, last, and the principal words. Pero dili tanan ang ikapital ha. I'm talking about the first letter of each principal words. So for the introduction, you only have one word there. So syempre si I lang ato ang ikapital. Pero again, nasa center and naka-bold. For research methodology, ang R lang and ang M. Ang ato ang ikapital. So mo ni siya ang heading 1 or the major heading. Now, aside from the heading 1, naapod tayo ginatawag og heading 2 or heading level 2. Kapag ka heading level 2 na siya, it should be left aligned, naka-bold pa rin, and naka-title case capitalization pa rin. Let me give you an example para ma-picture out ninyo sa ng heading level 2. Kaya I believe, nakasabot man tano sa heading level 1. Kajot, let me browse first. So this is an example. So as you can see, you have there the introduction. Heading level 1 yan siya, nasa gitna, naka-title case capitalization. And anong ibig sabihin ko ng level 2? Ito yung mga subsections under the major heading. Like, una dito, the statement of the problem. This is the heading 2. Kung nakikita nyo, it's left aligned. Nasa left side siya. Naka-bold pa rin siya. And naka-title case capitalization. Meaning, ang ika-capital lang natin, the first letter of the principal words. The of and the there for the statement of the problem are considered function words. They are not included sa principal words. So, hindi yan sila nakakapital. So again, we have the statement of the problem. After that, we have the hypothesis. This will follow heading level 2 format. Also with the significance of the study. And so on, yung pang mga, kung tingnan nyo yung video class, aside from the significance of the study, we also have conceptual framework, theoretical framework, the scope and delimitation, and lastly, for the introduction, you have there the review of related literature. Those are examples of heading level 2. Okay? Now, paano kung meron ka pa talagang heading level 3? Ano ang gagawin natin for heading 3? You have to indent this, naka-bold, take note, naka-bold, and this time we will follow sentence case capitalization, and then it will be ended with a period. And then after the period, the body of the text will immediately follow. So anong ibig sabihin ko niyan for the heading 3? Balik tayo doon sa ating example. So ito heading level 2 ito, 'di ba? Significance of the study. Pero under sa significance of the study, if again nag-watch kayo ng video, sinabi ko doon that you will identify people or group of people, organization, association, and everything else that will benefit from your study. So just like this one, this study is about the blood sugar lowering activity of rambutan. So, na-identify nila na ito yung mga magbe-benefit. Mahuhulog ito class na heading level 3 kasi under na siya sa heading 2. Ang gagawin, naka-indent, tapos naka-bold, tapos naka-sentence case capitalization. Pag sinabing sentence case, ang ika-capital lang natin is the first letter of the first word. Pero kung ano siya, noun siya, na kailangan talagang i-capital, pwede pa rin naman siyang i-capital. Later, I will give you an example. Pero ito, patients with diabetes, T lang ang i-capital natin dito. And then, it should end with a period. And then, after the period, the body of the text will follow immediately. Kasi di ba sa significance of the study, you will identify the group of people that will benefit from your study, and at the same time, you will also explain what specific benefits can they get from your study. So isunod mo na siya kaagad after the period. This is heading level 3. Meron lang silang gi-capital dito, pharmacist in the academe, gi-capital nila si academe as part of the, I don't know kung anong capital na nila. Pero actually, that can supposedly be pharmacist in the academe na lang, small letter A. Pero ito, kailangan mo talagang i-capital ito class, the Food and Drug Administration. But because that is the name of the agency, and that's how we write the Food and Drug Administration. Actually, the food industry can ito, dapat small letter I ito. This one is a draft kasi of the paper, so I was not able to check this one. Any question about the heading level 3? I'm not sure if meron itong heading level 4. I think may nakita akong study na may heading level 4 pa sila. Let me look at it first. Si heading level 4 kasi, kung meron ka pang, di ba naka-heading 3 ka na. After sa heading 3, meron ka pa talagang as in subsections pa talaga under the heading 3. That's the time mag-heading 4 ka. Well, I'm looking at it. Wait. Mag-continue na lang sa ko para makita ninyo ang format ni heading 4. Tapos later mangita ko kung naabay nag-heading 4. Kasi we seldom see heading 4 and heading 5. Kaya daghan na kay kag subsections ani. So subsections, pag yun siya under sa heading 3, we have the heading 4. What you're going to do is, you have to indent it, write it in bold and also in italics. That's their difference with the heading 3. Pero naka-sentence case capitalization pa rin siya, and it will be ended with a final period. After the final period, just like the heading 3, you will start immediately with the text or the body of your paper. And then kung after sa heading 4, grabe na gyud imuhang subsections, naabot na ka og heading 5, what you are going to do here is indented pa rin siya, pero hindi na siya naka-bold, naka-italics na lang, naka-sentence case capitalization pa rin, may final period pa rin, and then the study begins immediately after the point. I'm not really sure if I have a study with heading level 4. I think ang study na ito, wait, hindi lang talaga ako sure if ever meron talaga. Hindi lang papel. Oh yeah, this one has heading levels. Kaya lang ayaw mo ka-confuse ha. This one is for the review of the related literatures and studies. This one class, review of related literatures and studies. This is a heading level 2. Naka-left aligned, naka-bold, and naka-title case capitalization. And then after that will be heading level 3. This one is level heading 3, indented, naka-bold, may final period, naka-title case capitalization, and then the text follow after. Pero basi ma-confuse mo hanggang nung naka-italics man naman. Naka-italics na siya kasi 'di ba scientific name. And scientific names are written in italics always. Pero that is heading level 2. And then they have heading level 3 class. Meaning itong phytochemical screening is under the Annona muricata. That is the reason why naka-italics siya. Kasi 'di ba heading 3, this is heading 2 pala ito no, ito heading 3, this one will be heading 4. 'Di ba ang heading 4 is naka-indent, naka-bold, naka-italics, naka-sentence case capitalization, and then period. And then the body follows. So this is an example of heading 4. Under pa rin siya kay Annona muricata. The traditional uses also, this is under the Annona muricata, kaya ganyan yung pagkasulat niya. And pharmaceutical uses of leaves. And may heading 5. Yeah, this is the study na merong heading 5. Kasi they ended with pharmaceutical uses of leaves. This is already heading 4. And since daghan man og uses ang leaves, giisa-isa nila, and ito na ngayon class ang heading 5. Naka-indent, naka-italics, hindi naka-bold. Pero may period pa rin, naka-sentence case capitalization, and then the text follows after. So yan, aday ko i-copy din sa study na niabot yun sila og heading 5. So daghan kayo sila og subsection sa ilahang ipangsulat din So after sa heading 5, nibalik sila sa heading 3. This is 3 na din naka-bold. So lahi na pud na siya nga topic na ilahang ginadiscuss sa ilahang papel. Actually, this is in the part of the review of related literatures and studies. So mo din sila ang nag-follow correctly sa atuang formatting. You have questions about the headings? Anyway, I'll give you a copy of this. Wala pa lang na ko siya na-upload, pero I'll give you a copy of this para madali atong live sa atuang research. Now, take note, actually sa APA format, we are not really required to make a table of content. Pero sa school, gina-require mo gud sa school. Pag-abot sa defense, pangitaon yun na siya ni din ang table of content. So you have to make one. And if you are going to make a table of content, the formatting is plain text lang siya class. And then kung naakay mga level sa imuhang table of contents, i-indent lang nato na siya. So sa himo nato sa table of contents, wait lang, hindi straight. Example, this is your paper here. Ayan. Ibutang nimo sa center ang table of contents. Wala na naka-bold ha. Na siya sa center. You still have the running head there and the page number sa taas. And then, plain text lang siya. So you will start with the title page. And then you will have the page number here. Page number. So example, this is page 1. Then after the title page, katong mga gipang sulat na ko kagaina. Tapos after ato sa ilaha, you will have the introduction. So you will have introduction as page number 1. And then remember na naay mga subsection si introduction like the statement of the problem. So kung may level ka dyan, subsection ito, i-indent mo lang siya class. Statement of the problem. So this is, for example, page 3. And then hypothesis, page 4. Tapos kung after sa tanan part sa introduction, balik ka sa methodology, i-left aligned na pod nimo siya. Or research methodology. For example, this is page 20. Na kung syempre naamang yun tayo subsection sa methodology, i-indent lang gihapon nato siya. Like the research design. So, for example, this is also page 20. So, ganito yung magiging mukha ng ating table of contents. Kasi sa APA, hindi siya nire-require. Pero sa school class, nire-require siya. Wait lang, habis kayo. Okay. Next. Next, we'll have the title page, or we call it APA title page or the cover page. Same rules apply, same guidelines is applied for the title page. We have the font is the same, the margins are also the same with that of the different parts of the paper. Pero you have to write the full paper title using title case capitalization. Ang first letter lang of the principal words ang kinakapital natin. And then you have to syempre place your names there without titles and degrees. Wala man kasi wala din naman pa kayong degrees or title so far. And then institutional affiliation, meaning the GST-MSFI. This one is an example of an APA format na title, pero sa school we use this one. So ingani ang naa sa atuan sa school, pero may changes din he. This is not in capital lahat. This one is an old study kasi year 2017. So title case capitalization na tayo, naka-bold ang title, pero first letter lang ato ang i-capital. Sa major words, syempre of is not a major word. So the rest na major words ha, ilisan lang na siya. And then a study presented to the Faculty of, syempre, Medical Technology. Instead of department, you use program. Again, instead of department, you use program of General Santos Doctors Medical School Foundation, Incorporated. In partial fulfillment of the requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Medical Technology. Okay? Lisi lang na ninyo. And then after that, syempre, inyong names. To be safe, just arrange your names in alphabetical order. Alphabetical order na lang. Kasi dati, ang ginagawa nila, kung kinsa ang leader, may una pangalan dire. Actually, si Fia kasi ang leader nito. So, mo na ilahang ginauna sa una, pero karon kay pantay-pantay naman tayo. Then I believe, please, ang mga groupmates magtabang yun ha, dili lang leader ang maglihok ani. So i-alphabetical order na lang nato. And then the month and the year, pero this one is for the date of the defense pa. So ang inyong proposal defense will be on December 2021. Yan yung ilagay nyo dyan sa baba. Okay? Question so far? Nabay gusto iklaro? Wala? Sige. So, let's move on to the abstract. Si abstract class, you are not yet required to do this sa karon sa first sem. sa final defense pa siya ginapangita. Nga naman, because abstract is actually a summary of your paper. And because hindi pa tapos ang paper natin, we cannot have the summary yet. So hindi siya hinahanap sa proposal defense. But for the sake na gagawin nyo naman pa rin siya, abstract class is just one paragraph. Isang paragraph lang talaga ito. Kahit gaano kahaba ang paper ninyo, gaano siya kakapal, pag abstract class, one paragraph lang talaga yan siya. One paragraph na summary of your research. So most of the time, it's 250 words. Pwedeng bumaba, pwedeng, depende kasi sa paper ninyo, pwede po siya magsobra, pero dili po siya magsobra og isa ka page. So ang atual lang yun, tandaan ang abstract, isa ka paragraph, isa ka page lang yun na siya. Now, what are the things that you need to include in the summary or in the abstract? First, syempre, the problem itself. Sabihin nyo ang research problem. And what is your objective sa study? After that, you will have a brief description of your methodology. And then after the brief description of the methodology, you will summarize the salient results in your study. So what have you found sa inyong study? In terms sa result, katong important lang, I believe daghan kay imong result. Pero ang pinaka-importante lang inyong isali sa abstract. And lastly will be your conclusion. So again, if-fit na ninyo tanan, isulod na ninyo tanan sa one paragraph only. Now, sa format naman sa paper, the title will be abstract. It will be placed at the center. Wala siya naka-bold. And then in contrast to other APA headings and mga important guidelines nato, actually no styling is applied for the abstract, meaning you don't need to indent the paragraph. So this one is an example of the abstract here. Abstract ang title, nagyapon na siya yung mga running head and page number, but it is one paragraph only. We don't indent the first line. We don't justify also the abstract. And lastly, that you need to take note is kailangan may keywords sa baba. So again, at the end of the abstract, keywords are placed. These are words that are relevant to your paper. And the reason for that is if your paper or if your research is to be placed in a database, kung example, ibutang siya online, so syempre ang mga future researchers, mag-search man na sila, no? So kung ma-search nila ang word class na ni mugawas apil imuhang research kasi included siya sa imuhang keywords, connected siya dito sa imuhang research. So for example, level of awareness sa COVID-19. So ibutang nimo sa keywords COVID-19, level of awareness. Okay? Now, sa keywords, ang pagbutang ninyo, the word keyword should be in italics, but the words na inyong i-enumerate din dili na siya i-italicize. Need po ibaliktad ang pyramid. Yeah, that is for ari siya sa title lang, sa title. Kailangan ni siya baliktad na pyramid. So, kung mosobra og isa ka linya ang inyong title, make sure nga naka-inverted pyramid na siya. Sa title only this is applicable for the title only. Okay? Yung sa names, hindi na siya sana inverted pyramid. No need na. Yan na ninyo, i-alphabetical ninyo inyong names. Magdaghan man mo no, unom ba mo sa kada grupo? Okay. Sige. So again, this one is an example of the abstract. Now, how about the reference page? Or we call it APA reference page or the reference list. This is where we list all our sources or resources, our references na makikita sa body ng ating paper. So, ang referencing nito is nakadepende kung ano yung ating source. Okay? Kung ano yung source natin. But if you are going to write the references, we don't need to separate them according to source. Meaning, hindi na i-separate si books, hindi na i-separate yung galing sa online or sa mga magazines or journals, hindi na kailangan class. When we list our references, all we need to take note is we have to arrange them alphabetically sa surname ng researcher or author. Alphabetical yung ating arrangement. And ito yung magiging mukha ng inyong reference page. Hindi na siya tinatawag na bibliography. Instead, tatawagin siya, ang title niya ay references. Meron pa rin siyang running head. Remember, running head is to be written sa lahat ng pages ng ating paper. And then we also have here the page number. The spacing is still the same, double space. The margin is still 1, pero 1.5 ha. 1.5 ni dire, 1.5. Okay? And then, paano siya isulat? Plus, ang first line, starting from the name of the author, hindi siya ini-indent. Ang ini-indent class ang second and the succeeding lines. That's how you write the reference. Ganun yung ating format. Okay? Pero again, naka-double space pa rin yan. And take note, nakalista sila alphabetically. No need to separate whether these references are coming from books or these are coming from websites. No need na. Isagol-sagol na nato na sila tanan, and then alphabetical ang paglista. Questions about the references? I will teach you the format for this one ha. Kung paano na siya pinasulat. Pero kabalo ko nga kabalo mo. Let's just have a review of that, and also basin ang inyuhang nabalaan nga format for the references kay ang old edition. Kasi again, ang gagamitin natin now is the 7th edition for the APA referencing style. 7th edition na ito siya. And let's start with journal article references. Kasi since this one is research, this is a formal paper, most likely your references will be coming from journals also. So how are we going to write the reference for a journal article? We have the example on the screen. You can just follow this one. Syempre, everything starts with the name of the author. I mean, the surname to be exact, and followed by their initials. Pag magsobra nag-upat class, i-et al na lang na ha. Ilan na siya? Or kung magsobra og, no, depende. Pag magsobra og 6, i-et al na lang. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5 authors here. Pag masobra pa din ha, i-et al na lang siya. Just write the surname and the initial of the principal author. The rest et al na. And then followed by, open and close parenthesis, the year of publication. Tapos, sulat na ko. This is the year of publication here. And then, sa sunod sa year of publication, emotions in storybooks, a comparison of storybooks that represent ethnic and racial groups in the United States. Actually, this is the title of the article. This is the title of the article. And then, period. Again, ang pag-separate natin sa kanila, period ha. And then, take note of this. In italics, this is the name of the journal. Ayan, this is again the name of the journal. Di ba natadaghang journal? Journal of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Journal of Medical Technologies, Journal of Psychology. So ibutang nato plus ang name sa journal and we will write it in italics. Now, followed by a comma, and then this number here outside the parenthesis is the volume number. That's the volume number. The one that is written inside the parenthesis is the issue number. And then this one, syempre, is the page number. So, ganyan yung pagkasunod-sunod ng mga information for your references coming from the journal. This is just for the parenthetical and narrative citation. Ito yung tinuro ko sa inyo sa chapter 1 na magbibigay din tayo ng citation sa body ng ating research using either parenthetical or narrative kung sinulat natin sa body yung apelyido, year of publication na lang ang isusulat inside the parenthesis. Wala nang retrieve date. So yun yung gusto kong i-correct ngayon kasi I think the older version of the APA format has the retrieval date. So this time, no need for the retrieval date, only the year of the publication for the journal article. I think we will just use the retrieval date for dictionary sources. So later, you will encounter also the referencing style na naay retrieval date na kauban. Okay, this is now the format. Now, after the page number, if the journal is not printed and you can find it sa internet, please include either the DOI or the URL. So, wala na daghang istorya, diretso na paste ang URL or the DOI after the page number. So, this is the format for the journal article. Okay? So actually, kaning nakasulat din, higiingon na nakutanan. Pag na-ay DOI, include ang DOI. Always include the issue number. If walang DOI, then hanggang dito ka lang sa page number class. Again, pag walang DOI or walang URL, syempre wala man tayo mabutang, i-omit lang nato ni siya nga part. And if the journal article is coming from a database, parehas gud ng ProQuest class nga ginagamit na to sa school, di ba sa library na type ProQuest. If it's coming from a ProQuest, no need to actually include information about the ProQuest. So dili na nimo ibutang diri, example, https://proquest.com. No need kung galing siya sa database. Pero kung meron siyang DOI, isulat ang DOI. Okay? Makita man na ninyo kay musulat man gid na siya dito sa screen of DOI. Nauna siyang DOI number sa article. Okay? Next, journal article with an article number. This one is a bit different and the difference is just actually the article number. The same lang na tanan. Name, surname, initials, year of publication, the title of the article, the name of the journal. This one here is the volume number. This one is the issue number. And instead of the page number, if hindi page number ang nilagay, instead article number ang nilagay, ito yung ipapalit ninyo. The word article, isulat nyo mismo ang word the article, followed by the article number. Yan lang yung difference nila. Pag may DOI, include the DOI. Kung instead of DOI, merong URL, place the URL. Pero kung wala, then wala lang tayong ilagay dyan. Hanggang article number ka lang. Again, kung galing siya sa ProQuest or sa other database like PubMed, no need to write information about the database. Now, if for example, maingon mo sa ko, ma'am, wala may page number, wala may issue number, or wala may volume number. Actually, it's okay. You just have to omit those things. Hindi mo na talaga siya ipilit kasi wala naman tayong makikita. Kagaya nito, missing volume number. The rest na mga information meron, pero take note, anong nawala dito? Diba supposedly may number tayo before the parenthesis. So kung ganon, walang volume number, then wala lang tayong ilagay dyan. Diretso tayo sa issue number. But take note that the issue number is always written inside an open and closed parenthesis. Now this one naman is missing issue number. So take note of this. You have the volume number there. Anong nawala? Yung issue number nga supposedly ibutang siya inside the open and closed parenthesis. And then this one naman is missing either page number or article number. So hanggang issue number ka lang. And then followed na kung merong DOI or URL, isunod mo na kaagad sila. Okay? So just omit the missing elements from the references. So please remember that. Now, we also have class retracted journal article. Kana bitaw na ay mga changes nga na-publish na supposedly ang article. Example, year 2013, na-publish ang article. Pagkaabot sa 2019, they want to change something about the article kay naa sila'y bagong discovery. So, naay retraction na mahitabo. Pero I actually seldom see this. Pero if ever lang, you will encounter references involving retraction of the journal article. This is how you will write the reference for it. Though same lang ang uban nga parts, name, initials, year of publication, title of the article, and then name of the journal. You still have the volume number if naa, issue number kung naapod, o page number, the DOI also or the URL. Nagihapon na sila. Ang idagdag lang nato, retraction published 2012, meaning kanus agi publish ang pag-retract sa journal article. So like this one, 2018 supposedly originally na-publish si article pero during 2012 gi-retract na siya. Okay? And who made the retraction? So in this case, this same journal made the retraction. So ibutang gihapon siya. And also all the other information about the retraction. This includes the volume number gihapon. This is still the volume number here. And then this one is the issue number. And this one is the page number. This is for the retraction. Kung meron bang ni-retract sa original na journal article. But again, we seldom see this one. In case lang na ma-encounter ninyo. So those are the things you need to know about referencing, the referencing style for journal articles. Questions so far? Sa journal articles na to? Wala na. So mag-continue ta. How about kung your reference is a magazine? How are we going to do the referencing? So actually almost the same format. It's a difference nila. Nagihapon ang apelyido, ang initial, pero take note of this. This is not just about the year of publication, but for magazine, it has to be the exact date of the publication. So you have there the year, the month, and the exact day mismo. But for some other na mga information, same lang. We have here the title of the article. This is always the title of the article. And then the one that is in italics here is the name of the magazine. So again, this is the name of the magazine, comma, followed by the volume number pa rin, the issue number, and the page number. So the same lang sila. Ito lang yung pinagkaiba. And ito, syempre, this is not journal anymore. This is for the magazine. Now, if it's printed, ito ha, wala siyang URL or DOI. So kung if it's coming from a website, you can include either the DOI or the URL. So yun lang naman yung difference nila. If it's coming from a database, again, coming from ProQuest, again, no need to write the information about the ProQuest. So katutanan akong gipang sulti class, mao na ni diri ang nakasulatan na. Di na nato siya usabon kay dugay kay ta human. So mas nindot manggod kung nag-discuss ko ani na makita ninyo ang example. So next, how about newspaper article? Now, sa newspaper, I nowadays, remember like sa COVID-19, basig naa mo yung mga references nga coming from the newspaper, like pila nakabook ang COVID cases karon, it might be published in a newspaper. So this is how you're going to do the references if it's coming from a newspaper. So actually it's almost the same with the magazine. Name and then exact date. So, muna ilang kalahian sa journal. This one is exact date of publication. And then, title of the news. Siyempre, itong mga news, may mga title, di ba? And then, in italics again, will be the name of the newspaper. Kung local newspaper na siya or national newspaper, syempre like mga Manila Bulletin, Daily Inquirer, Manila Times, na inyong ibutang din ha, in italics. And since these newspapers are actually shifting online, so di ba na sila yung mga websites na ilaha class, if it's coming from a website, you also have to include the URL. Okay? Pero kung ang inyong gamiton kay printed yun, no na pa ba do na pa man sa mga companies makita na ko, pero dili siya kanang always bitaw sa atong mga balay na newspaper. Pero if that's the case class nga mo gamit mo printed newspaper, ang idugang lang nato diri, instead of having the URL, idugtong nato ang page number dito sa name of the newspaper. Okay? Ano na siya ha, page number. Pero kung wala page number, okay na nga, taman lang ka sa name of the newspaper. Ano lang. Okay? So next, we have here the blog post. Mga write-ups sa mga blogs na makita nato. There are cases kasi na mahimo pud nato sila og reference. So what are we going to do here? The same thing. Name, exact date of the publication. Exact date, you'd have the year, the month, and the day. And then, we have the title of the article. Matawag man po nato siyang article, di ba? And then the name of the blog. Siyempre, kaning mga blog na makita nato din ha. Napod na sila kanya-kanyang name of the blog, no? And we place that one in the reference in italics also. And then since this is a blog post, this is coming on, this will be coming from an online source. So you have to include also the URL. So diretso na siya, URL. Okay, kana lang sa, isa pa. Book references. I hope bisag we are shifting online nowadays. Nagihapon mo yung mga citations, mga sources na sa libro. Labi na katong may mga what do you call that? Experimental na mga studies. Your procedure may come from your textbooks sa medtech. So this is how we'll write the references para sa atuang books. We have here whole authored book. If ang author is siya gyud gikan sa first page hangtod sa last page, or kung daghan sila, so ibutang lang nato ilahang name dire. And take note, year of the publication only. We don't have the exact date. And then the title of the book in italics. Title of the book in italics. Now, if the book has edition, idugtong mo siya dito sa title niya. Pero hindi na siya naka-italics. Lagay mo lang ang number ng edition. And then period. And then after that, ang next nga part will be the publisher. Who is the publisher of the books? For example, this one is American Psychological Association. Ang old format na to sa references kay, di ba na ay place of publication, no? So karon sa new edition, no need to write the place, just the name of the publisher. Now, since we also have books coming from online, pwede po na to ibutang ang DOI or ang URL. Pero kung printed book siya, pwede ratataman sa publisher mismo. Sa parehaan eh. Wala siyang name sa publisher. Okay? Now, paano kung whole edited books? This one is a newer version of the book and it was edited by another person. So, naay original author pero naay nag-edit. So, ang ibutang nato will be the name of the editor, pero you have to write this one. Okay? Ed means editor siya. Siyempre kung daghan sila, eds. And then the year of publication, and then parehas lang after dayon, the title of the book in italics and the name of the publisher. If na siya online, include the DOI. Yan. Sige, and then republished book with editor. Kanang, di ba na yung mga books na nag-exist sa unang panahon, like 1950 siya na-publish, tapos gi-republish siya ulit para na ay newer version, pero na ay someone or na ay people na nag-edit sa iyaha. This is how we make the reference. We have here the author of the book, the year of the new publication, the title of the book in italics, in italics class, and then after the title of the book in italics, this should be followed by the name of the editor. So this one now is the name of the editor, comma, and then the abbreviation ed, meaning siya ang editor class. And then afterwards, you'll have the publisher also. And if galing siya sa internet, then you may also include the DOI or the website. Pero you need also to include this information. So since this is a republished na book, you have to state kanusta siya pinakauna na publish. So original work published, and then the year 1920 for this example. That's how you do the referencing. And then we have I think third to the last, this is fourth to the last, dictionary entry references. So example, nag-define mo og some terminologies in your research and you get the definition sa dictionary. This is how we do the referencing. The first one is ang name sa publisher. This is actually the name of the publisher. And actually, that will be the name of the dictionary also. So again, name of the publisher, the name of the dictionary. And most of our dictionary coming online has no date. So just place ND. Meaning ana, no date. Ano yung ibutang ha pag walay date ang publication. And then that is to be followed by the word that you are defining. Again, the word that you are defining in your research. And then followed by the name again of the dictionary. So, ano ba ang specific name sa dictionary? In APA format, Dictionary of Psychology. Kani name of publisher na siya. And then ito na yung merong retrieval date. Retrieved, kanusaan ninyo siya gikuha. So kung nag-research mo karon ang date. And then from, please include, since online dictionary ito, include class the URL. So that is, this one is another one. Merriam-Webster, ND pa rin, no date. And then this is the word na dinefine. And then the name, in merriam-webster.com dictionary, yun yung name ng dictionary itself, and then retrieval date, and then the URL. Pag galing siya sa online dictionary. Pero, if it is a printed dictionary, what are you going to do? The same thing, name of the publisher, pero this time, since it is printed, nagi na siya date of year of publication. Pero you still have here the word being defined and the name of the dictionary itself. And if meron siyang edition, please include the edition, write it inside an open and close parenthesis, and to be followed by the page number. Kasi printed dictionary siya. So therefore, again, meron tayong page number here. Yun lang yung kaibahan ng printed and dictionary na online. Questions so far? Murag daghan-daghan yun siya, no? May pangutana? Let's finish this. Report by government agency references. Meaning, ito yung mga organization or government agencies na nagbibigay sa atin ng updates like World Health Organization. Sa Philippines, we have Department of Health, the Food and Drug Administration. Remember, they have their own websites. So what are we going to do? Most of these websites, class, wala kang specific author na makikita. Wala ka talagang name na makikita. Pero instead, sa name ng author, ilalagay natin yung name ng agency mismo. Again, name ng agency mismo. So for example, if it's coming from the Department of Health, so just write Department of Health there. And then the year of the publication, the title of the article, and if ever merong parent organization, ang organization na ito, ilalagay mo din ang name ng parent agency niya. Pero hindi tayo kasi wala tayo ingana kaayo diri sa Philippines, no? Pero kung FDA na siya, Food and Drug Administration lang yun na siya, kung DOH, Department of Health lang yun na siya. Sa ilaha kasi, for example, National Cancer Institute. The National Cancer Institute is an umbrella organization under US Department of Health and Human Services, National Institutes of Health. If ever lang ha, kung meron siyang mother agency, isulat nyo din siya after the title of the article. And lastly, since it's coming from a website, you have to provide the URL also. Okay? This is for the reports coming from the government. And lastly, most of our research, especially research studies, review of related studies, it will be either a published thesis or dissertation or unpublished ones. So, how are we going to write the references if published siya ha? Published na either dissertation or thesis. Pag published siya, meaning it's published in different journals. So, makikita niyo dyan ang publication number niya. How are we going to write it? Siyempre, you still have the name of the researcher or the author or researchers kung daghan sila, followed by the year of the publication. And then, in italics, the title of the thesis. This is the title of the thesis, class. And then, followed by, in open and close parentheses, the publication number, because remember, this is a published thesis. So, may makita kayo dyan na publication number. And then bracket, you have to include whether that is a doctoral dissertation, a master's thesis, or an undergraduate thesis. So again, kailangan nyo yan siyang ma-determine. So ilagay nyo talaga dito. For example, ito, doctoral dissertation, then comma, syempre ang affiliated institution. You have to name that also. So kung thesis na siya gikan sa doctors, isulat din ha, General Santos Doctors Medical School Foundation Incorporated. And if nigamit mo og database to get this published thesis, you have to include the information about the database. So just like this, iha yung ibutang ProQuest Dissertations and Thesis Global. Or this one, PQDT Open. So kung naa siya yung website, you include the URL also. This is for class the published na thesis. Pag mugamit na gani mo ProQuest, those theses there are published. So you need to follow this format. Now, paano kung dili published? So this will be under the unpublished dissertation or thesis reference. So, kanang atong mga thesis din sa doctors nga nasa library, all of those things are unpublished. So, you cannot see that sa mga database and sa mga journals. And this is how we are going to make the referencing niya. We have here, syempre, the name of the researcher or names of the researcher, the year of the publication, and then in italics, the title of the thesis or the dissertation, and then followed by in a bracket, you also have to determine whether this is a doctoral na dissertation just like this one, or a master's thesis, or an undergraduate thesis. So when you say undergraduate, kaning mga nasa college na thesis, and then period, and then the school affiliation. So kung asa kay ang mga thesis na to, syempre sa school yun na siya, no? So we have here example GSD MSFI, so you write there GSD MSFI. So yun yung ating mga references na pwedeng kunan class in making our research. So I think that's it for the APA format. Any question? Daghan-daghan yun to, no? I'll give you a copy of this. Wait lang. So next meeting class, we will talk about your introduction. I hope by that time, nahuman na mo sa inyong introduction, statement of the problem and hypothesis, so I can give comments. And then we will also have a quiz next meeting. Our quiz will be about the APA format, and I will also include parts of the introduction para mabalaan ako, nagtanaw ba mo atong video o nag-contribute ba mo sa inyuhang papel. So include po na ako to siya sa quiz next meeting. And then again, the APA format will also be included. So I will check your introduction. I'll give some comments, especially in the technicalities, the format, and maybe I can give some comments sa content also. But most of the comments sa inyuhang papel will be coming from your advisor. So hindi ako talaga yung totally mag-check ng papel ninyo. It will be, ma'am, yes. So pag mahuman ninyo inyuhang papel, always see to it na magpa-check mo sa iyaha. Mutabang lang ko og check, pero I'm not the key person there na involved talaga. Oh yeah, I'll send that. Nabutang man ako sa Schoology Christian kay murag taas-taas gyud siya, and murag dili gyud to ninyo siya masulod tanan sa inyong huna-huna sa isa ka discussion. And then at the same time, when you are making your paper, you can use that one as reference para guided kayo. Okay? Questions or clarifications or concerns? Again, pag mahuman inyong papel,